Dating back all the way to the 1950s when sales training first began, when it became a professional discipline, it was characterized as something that you should remember and that still enacts us and enables us today to close deals. It enables us to close business. You see, AIDA, made famous by the movie Glengarry Glen Ross, is attention, interest, decision, action. I want to go over everything in detail as the acronym provides. You see, this is something that salespeople have to live by. We have to understand the process. We have to really understand what they really mean by AIDA. Salespeople hear all these acronyms, right? AIDA, defeats, scream pigs, do this, do that, and they're supposed to memorize all these things, but no one knows how it works. Let me teach you how something works, right? Now, we move on to A for attention. Getting the other person's attention sets the tone, right? First impressions count. Just remember this. So smile. Smile, for God's sakes. Use the little sales laugh. You have to. Sales laugh, it's going to make somebody happy, and you know what? It's going to get them smiling with you. Even on the phone, because people can hear it in your voice. People hear your attitude. People hear your justifications, your clarification, your charisma, your poise, everything. Be happy, not annoyingly so. Be natural, honest, and professional. Make sense? If you're not in the mood to smile, do some paperwork instead. If you rarely smile, then get out of selling. Get out of selling. Because I can't stand a negative salesperson. And yeah, I did employ, and maybe I do employ a couple. But negative salespeople, they always blame the world for their problems. Every client comes over the phone, every time they don't make a sale, everything's always something, right? Oh, it was the phone cut out. Oh, the person was stupid. Oh, that guy was an idiot. We always like to name call and blame everything on everybody else but our closing ability and or our pitch and or our state initially. Now, getting attention is more difficult than it used to be because people are less accessible. They have less free time and lots of competing distractions, so think about when it's best to call, right? Now, I hear my salespeople all the time, well, you're at work and you picked up the phone, didn't you? You obviously have time to speak. Well, I pick up my phone at work too if it's a quick conversation, but if someone wants to go give me a half-hour sales pitch, no, I don't have time for that. You're going to have to call me back or I'm going to have to call you back, right? So as salespeople, we need to be creative. Now, gimmicks, tricks, and crafty techniques, they don't work because your prospective clients, like the rest of us, are irritated by hundreds of them every single day. So please don't sound cheesy over the phone. Don't say the generic rebuttals that you read online. Oh my God, I have generic rebuttals for my salespeople too. I plead with them not to use them. I say, take this, put it in your own words and build something nice with it, right? Here's a Lego set. Here's a base of what you could be saying, right? Build on it and make it look really cool, right? If you're calling on the phone or meeting face-to-face, you have about 5 seconds to attract attention. 5 seconds. By which time the other person has formed their first impression of you. They're going to say, wow, this person can't speak. This person doesn't know what the hell they're talking about. This person really needs to get off of the phone. I don't have time for this. So remember, first impressions count. Despite the time pressure, relax and enjoy it. Expect mostly to be told no thanks, but remember that every no takes you closer to that next okay. Yeah, I know this as a salesperson. I want you to take attention as this. If you were going on a first date and you were 18 years old again, and that father answered the door, and he was wearing boxers and a tank top with tomato sauce stains on the shirt and bare feet, and a shotgun in his hand, would you have an impression of him? Think about that. Now, picture him dressed up in a suit and tie, polished shoes, hair done, everything's done, gorgeous house. And he answered the door. Would you have an impression on him? First impression is everything. And yes, I'm taking it down to that level because that's the level that customers think of you. They're picturing you in your boxers or they're going to picture you in your suit. It's the painted picture that you give them which is going to develop the impression. Now, something I love is interest. You now have maybe 5 to 15 seconds, right, after the 5, to create some interest. How do you do that so quickly? How do you create interest in another 10 seconds? Well, something begins to look interesting if it is relevant and potentially adventurous. This implies a lot, right? So you need to give some power statements. Hello, is Mr. Jones there? Yes, he is. Hey, Mr. Jones, it's Michael Tobias. I wanted to give you a quick call up about Product X. Did you know that most people inside the area are choosing Product X because they're saving literally hundreds of thousands of dollars a year? Say something that's going to spark them and go, I'm sorry, who is this? I'm not interested. Of course, more importantly, Mr. Jones, and then you move on with your common rebuttals, but you need to get people to stay on the phone with you. You need to get people inside your sales conversation, right? The person you are approaching should have a potential need for your product or service or proposition, which implies that you or somebody else has established a target customer profile. You must approach the other person as suitable time, right? It's convenient. Aspects, seasonality, and other factors affecting have been taken into this account. Remember that, salespeople. You must emphasize with and understand the other person's situation and issues and be able to express yourself in terms, right? Talk their language, talk their jargon. I have so many salespeople that love to talk differently. And what I mean by that is this. They talk fast to people who talk slow. They talk slow to people who talk fast. I don't suggest that you do this because slow talkers usually tend to need to hear slow talkers. Just remember that. Now, given the interest, how do we really get all of this within 10 seconds? Right? How do we get all of that out in 10 seconds? Something begins to look interesting if it's relevant and potentially adventurous. Well, you need to write down power statements of your company and or service. That's what's going to gain somebody's interest. Power statements are key. Indefinitely, power statements are key. Now, desire. Attention, interest, desire, right? AIDA. Desire is what? Decision, right? How do we get somebody to desire the product, to make a decision on the product? The salesperson needs to be able to identify and agree with the prospect situation, needs, priorities, constraints on personal and organizational levels through empathetic questioning and interpretation. Now, we need to guide somebody to the decision. We have to build rapport and trust. Again, I don't really rely on rapport because you can't create it inside the sales conversation. That's that short. But you can form a part of rapport to gain that trust, a preparedness in a prospect's mind to do business with, and that will make them feel that you have the integrity and the ability to go through the sale. Just remember, you need to have determination and desire, right, in order to get that customer to make a decision. The key is to be able to demonstrate how you and your organization and your product will suitably, reliably, and sustainably match that prospect's needs identified, agreed with, within all constraints. Now, something that we need to do is have additional desire, right? Creating desire is part skill and technique and part behavior and style in modern selling, business, trust, and relationship. The U factor are increasingly significant. Remember that word, increasingly significant as natural competitive development. Right, exorbitantly squeezes and reduces the opportunities for clear product advantage and uniqueness. Now, you just have to be unique. You have to show the determination to be different, right? All the D's here, right? So in order to get somebody to make a decision, you have to show them that your product's unique compared to the competitor, that your macaroni and cheese tastes better than the other competitor's macaroni and cheese. Just remember, be different and be unique, and you're going to get the sale. Action. Simply the conversation of potential, right, into actuality. I mean, think about it, right? To achieve or move closer to whatever is the aim. Now, to take action is just really going for the close, right? To natural inertia, right? Caution often dictate clear opportunities are not acted upon. Right? Most of us don't ask for that sale, once again, as we said previously, right? 80% of us, right, don't ask for the sale past 3 times. You have to ask 5. 80% of the sales are made on the 5th closing attempt. How many sales are we missing? A ton of sales because we don't take the action on them. The better preceding 3 stages have been conducted, then less emphasis is required for the action stage. In fact, fewer occasions in the history of the universe, a sale is so well conducted that the prospect decides to take action without any encouragement at all. So if you show him right? AIDA, right? The customer will take action themselves if you pitch appropriately and use all the techniques that we have spoken about. Now, commitment, I'm adding that on. AIDA, right? Think about it. Throw a C on the end. Why? Because the last one has to be customer commitment, right? Arguably, commitment is implicit within the action stage, but it suits your sales training purposes, right? To AIDCA, right? Now, attention, interest, commitment, action. It's an acceptable interpretation. Commitment here means that a prospect's customer is more likely to progress to the action stage if their commitment to the proposition can be first established. Now, I want you as a salesperson, remember, you got to get people to commit. How do we do that? Through the tie-down video. Use the different tie-downs to get people to commit to your product and their service and to what you were discussing with them. Use the standard, the inverted, the internal, and all of the tag-ons. I hope that makes sense. Because more importantly, when you use AIDA, right, and then add that C in there, you're going to have more commitment. Wouldn't you agree? People are going to be more amped to purchase your product. So just remember, if you use AIDA, you're going to get more sales. Add the C, you'll get even more. More importantly, questions in a client's mind. Can I trust you? Do you really have my best interest in mind? And what is in this for me? Can you prove it? Will it really give me what I want? And then the last one, whoop, all the arrow, when you add all these together, do I really need it now? See, we all need products, but do I need it now? The answer is yes, you do. Sell it to the client, encourage them that they need it now, tell them that they need it now by answering all these different things through AIDAC. Let them know that you can trust, right? Let them know through the power statements, through the compliment and proceeding, through all the different techniques that we had. Do you really have my best interest in mind? Of course, or else you wouldn't be speaking to them, right? And you better as a salesperson have their best interest in mind. What is this and what is in it for me? Tell them what's in it for them. That's the framing technique, right? What it means to you, what it really means to you. Can you prove it? Of course we could prove it. Will it really give me what I want? Of course it will, Mr. Jones. Here's the reasons why, right? My purpose at this time. And do I really need it now? Mr. Jones, the best time to make a decision is when the facts are fresh in your mind. Of course, Mr. Jones, we can postpone anything to a later date. Although, why waste time, Mr. Jones? We know what the ultimate decision is really going to be, don't we? More importantly, let's go ahead and get this done, right? Let's always remember to close. Let's always remember to do the right things, never do the wrong things. And of course, you're going to be able to make money. Your steps. Step 1, find a deep want or interest. Remember, people don't buy needs, that they buy wants. Step 2, disturb the client. Stir up some hurt. Bring up some pain. Make them feel and understand why they need that product. Step 3, show them how to heal their discomfort by using your product. Persuasion is the process of getting your customers to clearly associate the most desired feelings and or states to your product and or service. Just remember that. You too can succeed. You too can make the money that you always wanted if you try and if you do the right things.